Let's talk about the Black Witch. The Black Witch Chronicles is about a girl who named Ellerin Gardner. She is the granddaughter of the Black Witch. During the Realm War, grandmother stood up to what they call an Ickrill and pretty much saved all of the mages. So what happened was that there is a lot of division amongst different races of people, and even within certain races, there's also different classes, different religions, and everybody has their idea of what creation, of the world, of politics, things like that. So, that being said, in the book, there is a time in which Ellerin is able to go to Veripax University and she is able to learn to be an apothecary. But the thing about it is that she looks very, very much like her grandmother, the Black Witch. So while she's at the university, she has to deal with a lot of bigotry, prejudices, and overall horribleness from other people within the university. So she also isn't that great herself because she doesn't know much other than the world that she came from, which was Gardneria and all the mages and living by the way of her people. So because of that, her view of the world is very limited. And so she treats people with the expectation of what her people have told her about others. So during her time at the university, she learns about these different things and her position within the world. Along the way, she ends up becoming friends with a bunch of different people you may not have expected. And Ellerin ends up learning a lot about what she has been told throughout her life. When I first started reading this, I was like very annoyed because I'm very much the type of person who doesn't like when people are treated unfairly, don't like prejudices, I don't like bigotry, I don't like when people use religion to further their own agenda against people just for existing. So when I read this, it was just like, I can't stand some of these people. But the way that the book progresses is really awesome. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of tabs here. And in the very beginning, a lot of them are yellow. The yellow for me was people's ignorances and biases and stuff like that. But the blue ones that you start picking up towards the end is when they start learning acceptance and actually what people really are like. So I feel like this book shows a mirror up to the world today and how people portray each other. So that's why I really enjoy it. And also it gives a fantasy element to that type of story. There are 4 books out now. For the main story, there are also 2 side books, which I also read. And there's going to be a 5th book coming out, which is the finale. I highly recommend this book if you like an enemies to lovers or just a like forced marriage scenario. There is a bunch of that in here. I can't give too much away in terms of that enemies to lovers, but at least enemies to friends is big in this book, which I really, really like. There's a lot of character development from the beginning to the end. I am going to be discussing this more in depth on Fable. If you want to be part of my book club, I do have a link in my Instagram, but which I can't link to on TikTok, but I'm going to talk about all these tabs. So if you're interested in reading The Black Witch with me, I'm going to be reading, this one is the February book, and then I'm going to keep going down each book for the next few months until the next book comes out, the final book comes out. So I believe June will be the time we will be reading the new book. I hope to see you all on Fable and we can take this book journey together. Bye.